Hello and welcome to another video on hire purchase. Now, this one is a little bit more lengthier and then there's more that you're going to need to know on hire purchase. Now, what is hire purchase? It is a method of buying goods through making installment payments when you need to make a large purchase and cannot afford to pay the full price upfront at the start. So, for example, if you need to buy uh, a car or a house or a TV of 20,000 rand, you want to buy a TV 20,000 rand, but you do not have the 20,000 rand to buy the TV. So, what do? You can buy the TV on hire purchase. What does that mean? So, I'll go to the shop, right? And instead of me paying 20,000 rand upfront, we make an agreement and I say, right, I'm going to pay 1,000 rand every month up until I have I have paid up for the TV. Now, very important, simple interest will be added to the cost. So I'm not going to pay 1,000 rand every month up to the 20,000 rand for my TV. There will be extra cost, which is the simple interest that will be added to the 20,000. Okay, and then also for you to lower your interest or to lower your monthly installments, you can pay a deposit. You can pay a deposit upfront, which is the money paid before you start making your monthly payments. So you can pay a portion of the TV. I can pay 20% at the start, okay, and then my monthly repayments won't be as much and my interest won't be as much as well. Let's look at an example. Right, let's look at the first example. Carlos buys a TV that costs 20,000 Rand, which is very important information, on hire purchase. He makes a 10% deposit and makes monthly repayments for 3 years at a 12% interest rate. Now, let's look at the first question. The first question says, calculate the cost of the TV after the deposit has been made. So, Carlos is paying a 10% deposit. 10% of what? The 20,000 Rand. So we need to find that. To find the 10%, we're going to take 20,000 and you multiply by 10 over 100. If I want to find 15%, I would have had 15 over 100 there. 20%, I would have had 20 over 100 there. Now, this is the deposit, 2,000 Rand. That is telling me that Carlos paid 2,000 Rand at the start. Now, what is the cost of the TV after he pays this 2,000 Rand? So, the TV costs 20,000 Rand and he paid 2,000 Rand. So, I'm going to subtract the 2,000 Rand. And then here, it's simple. I'm going to get 18,000 Rand. It's important to add the units there at the end because I'm talking about rands. Our next question says calculate the simple interest charge. Now we know the formula for simple interest is SI equals to PRT over 100. Like we said, from this information we need to find P. P is equal to, and if you are thinking 20,000, you are incorrect. Why? Because if there's a 10% deposit paid up front, we know that that's 18,000 Rand that's left to pay. So to find the simple interest, the principal amount is not 20,000, but it's 18,000 Rand because the deposit has been paid. R is equal to 12%, and the T, which is the years, is equal to 3 years. We take the SI, we take 18,000, we multiply it by 12, which is the interest rate, and you multiply it by the time, which is 3 years. You divide all of that by 100. And the simple interest there is equal to 6480 Rand. That is the simple interest here. Remember that simple interest will also have to be paid back. So the important information that you have right now is the simple interest, which is 6,480 Rand, and the loan amount, which is now 18,000. Okay. She asks us, how much will he pay every month? Right. So we know that how much does he have to pay back in total? We need to find that. So the total amount, right, that he has to pay back, total amount, we're going to take the amount that he loaned, which is 18,000, and you're going to add it to the interest. Like we said, the interest is being added now. So it's 6,480 because he also has to pay that back as well. We get a total amount of 24480 Rand. Okay, so he has to pay back 24,480 Rand. Now, a key bit of information is that he has to pay that 24,000 Rand over 3 years. So you need to pay it back. He needs to pay it back over 3 years. But if we need to pay that amount back over 3 years, the question wants us to know how much will you pay every month. So we need to find out how many months is in 3 years. And we know we're going to say 12 times 3. That's going to give us the amount of months, which is 36. So there are 36 months in 3 years. And I have to pay this 24,480 Rand over 36 months. So what do I do next? I need to then take the 24,480 and divide it by 36, and I will get a monthly repayment. And I get an answer of 680 Rand. So Carlos will have to pay back every month 680 Rand for 3 years. Let's look at another example. Right, Dave wants to buy a wedding ring on hire purchase. The cost of the ring is 150,000. Dave, no, Dave, 150,000. Anyways, at an interest rate of 20% per year for 4 years, he makes a 20% deposit. First question, calculate the cost of the ring after deposit has been paid. Okay, so first and foremost, I have to find the deposit of 20%. So I'm going to take my 150,000 and times 20 over 100. That is telling me the deposit. This answer will tell me how much Dave is paying before he starts the loan. So Dave pays 30,000 Rand at the start. But what is the cost of the ring after Dave pays that 30,000? So I take my 150,000 and I subtract 30,000 from that amount, and I get an answer of 120,000. Okay, now this is now the cost of the ring when he starts his hire purchase. Very important information. The next question says calculate the simple interest charged. Again, we know the formula of simple interest is SIPRT over 100. Right? We know that P is no longer 150,000 simply because he paid a deposit. So P is equal to our previous answer, which we had, is 120,000. The interest rate is also 20%, right? That is what that is telling us there. And then T is equal to 4 years, right? That's where we're getting that information from. SI equals to, we're going to take 120,000, we're going to multiply it by 20, and then multiply it by 4. And we divide all of that by 100, and we get the simple interest of 96,000. My days, Dave. An extra amount of 96,000 he has to pay back now. That is the simple interest. Nope. Right, so we take that information down, which is 96,000 rand. Now, how much will he pay every month? We first and foremost, in order for us to know how much he will pay every month, we need to know what is the total amount he has to pay back. And we know he has to pay back the 120,000, right? And also the simple interest of 96,000 rand, like we had in our previous answer. That's 96,000. The total amount Dave has to pay back is 216,000, but he has to pay back that amount over 4 years, and we want to know how much will he have to pay every month in that 4 years. So how many months are there in 4 years? We times 4 by 12, and we get 48. That's the months. Then the last step, we're going to take the 216 that we have to pay back, and we're going to divide it by the 48 months that he has to pay it back in. An answer of 4,500 he has to pay back. This is his monthly. That is his monthly repayments that he has to pay back every single month. No, Dave. Nope. Don't be Dave, no? Right, let's check your understanding. Try for yourself. Sipo buys a car on hire purchase. It costs 500,000 at an interest rate of 12% per year for 5 years. He also pays a 5% deposit. What car should it be? I think this car should cost 500,000. Maybe that's a VW Polo there. Right? Nice Polo for Sipo the 2024 model, 2025 Verpa. Right. The questions are, what is the cost of the car after deposit has been paid? Calculate the simple interest, and what is his monthly repayments? Answers in the comments. Let's see who can get the answers first. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Ooh,